January got away from me, and now we're halfway through February and I'm behind again. So, to save time, I combined 4 new RPGs into one big review, all of them on Switch. Some amazing, some just okay. So, let's begin with Ocean's Heart, since it is the newest. If you can't tell from the look of it, this is an homage to Zelda. Specifically, it feels like a Game Boy Advance version of Breath of the Wild, what with the open-ended nature of the world, combined with the Minish Cap graphically, combined with the nautical theme of the Wind Waker. You play as Tilia, a young girl who embarks on a quest to save her father from pirates who ransacked her island. After a brief setup, you are given free reins to explore the new continents you arrive on. Some shops let you upgrade armor and weapons, crafting tables, items, inns, etc. I should mention you gain money by selling loot drops, finding chests, or taking on quests. The amount of content that you can tackle right away from a top-down throwback like this is simply mesmerizing. I was hooked and didn't want to stop from minute 1. Now, Ocean's Heart is a little janky around the edges, the sound effects aren't quite synced up all the time, the music is okay but nothing brilliant, and the main cast of characters from heroes to villains didn't wow me. They lack the odd charm of the Zelda adventures this game is trying to emulate. Still, from a gameplay perspective, Ocean's Heart is stellar. Let's move on to the next game. Labyrinth Legend is a classic dungeon crawler. You are a voiceless character who wanders into a cursed kingdom looking to uplift said curse by plundering its infamous labyrinth. That's the premise, and there isn't much more story following that, and that's a good thing. You can create a character from 5 preset images, which is disappointing to see. RPGs like this need better customization options. Besides that, there are 3 classes, names aside. They are supposed to be like typical warriors, mages, and rogues. The trouble is, besides one extra ability, all classes tend to feel the same. So, right off the bat, things were a bit lackluster for me. I also wasn't in love with the art style. Everything looked and acted a bit too generic. So, I know. That's a lot of negativity at the start of this review, but there are good parts to Labyrinth Legend that I thoroughly enjoyed. The gameplay loop is fun, the attack animations may be basic, but I had a good time experimenting with weapons. Co-op made things even better. Only 2 people can play, and it is local only. Still, it's fun. Overall, Labyrinth Legend will not be the most in-depth looter RPG you'll play this year. However, there are still good parts to it, especially if you want something a bit mindless to play with a friend. Next, we have Vagante. Of the 4, I think Vagante has my favorite art style. The pixelation of everything is fantastic, and the character monster designs really showed off well. There is virtually no story, which I appreciated as well. This hard as nails RPG wants to let you get straight to the action, and by straight to the action I mean straight to your grave, because wowzers, this game is going to make you cry. It's sort of like Dark Souls meets Spelunky. You choose a class and then venture into a labyrinth of caves, ruins, and so on as you continue into the game. There is a knight, rogue, which is more like an archer, and a mage. You level up between rooms, which resets upon death. There isn't much progression early on other than unlocking variants on classes. These mods can affect health power and whatnot in exchange for something else. For example, one of the first ones you will unlock is called Experience. This class mod will start you off with a +1 to your level, but subtract 3 from your luck. There is multiplayer too, offline and online, which should make the adventure easier and overall more fun. You're going to have to grind to get the good stuff out of Vagante, and I mean really grind, but it does have its moments. Last, we have a real puzzle here in the form of Skautfold, Shrouded, and Sanity. Like Vagante, it is brutally hard. It also has a lot of jank to it. For starters, you wake up in a graveyard, seemingly about to die, when a mysterious stranger offers you life in a contract. You are now bound to him for life, forced to explore his manor, and destroy all monsters that dwell within. You have very low visibility, so you can die quickly just from the sheer amount of monsters prowling the manor. Now, you do have a guard, and there is countering and dodge roll techniques to aid in your defense, as well as various weapons including firearms. I like the aesthetic and idea of creating a Bloodborne-like game crossed with Resident Evil. I wasn't high on the actual art of it because of the low lighting and vague direction overall. It didn't seem finished to me, and it has been on Steam Early Access for a while now before heading to Switch. Maybe Skautfold could have used more time in the oven. But that is it for now. All 4 games have something new to offer you. In terms of my preference, I ordered them from best to worst. Who knows? Maybe your order, if you check them out, will be just a little different.
Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at TheGamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!